In the quiet town of Tupelo, Mississippi, a legend was born on January 8, 1935. Nestled in the heart of the American South, a young boy named Elvis Presley entered the world, unknowingly destined for greatness. His birth was not without sorrow, as his twin brother, Jesse Garin, was stillborn, leaving Elvis to navigate life as an only child. Raised in a deeply religious household, Elvis found solace and connection in the gospel music that filled his small Assembly of God church. His mother, Gladys, was a constant source of love and support, fostering his early interest in music. These humble beginnings shaped the young Elvis, instilling within him a deep passion for music and a strong sense of humility, both of which would become cornerstones of his character as he ascended to stardom. Little did anyone know, this boy from a humble background would soon rock the world. As a teenager, Elvis found his voice, a voice that would soon captivate millions. In the mid-50s, a young Elvis Presley walked into the legendary Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee, with a dream to record a song. Little did he know this humble beginning would mark the start of a groundbreaking career in music. Elvis's debut at Sun Studio was a modest one, but it sparked something extraordinary. He combined elements of blues, gospel, and country, creating a sound that was uniquely his own, a sound that would soon be known as rock and roll. His first record, That's All Right, was an overnight success in Memphis, but it was just the beginning. In the following year, Elvis signed with RCA Records, a move that catapulted him into the national spotlight. His first single with RCA, Heartbreak Hotel, raced up the charts, reaching the #1 spot within a few short weeks. It was a song that captured hearts and announced the arrival of a new era in music. Elvis Presley had arrived, and he was here to stay. His performances were as electrifying as his music. With his swiveling hips and energetic stage presence, Elvis was a sight to behold. He was a natural performer, and his concerts were unlike anything audiences had seen before. Women swooned, men admired, and the world watched in awe as this young man from Mississippi reshaped the music scene. Elvis's fame grew exponentially. He became a household name, his music played on radios across the nation, and his face graced the covers of countless magazines. He was more than just a singer, he was a phenomenon. His influence was far-reaching, transcending borders and generations. With his unique style and electrifying performances, Elvis had become the undisputed king of rock and roll. His journey from a humble teenager to a global icon is a testament to his talent, charisma, and sheer determination. He had an innate ability to connect with his audience, to make them feel, to make them move. And in doing so, he changed the face of music forever. At the height of his career, Elvis traded his rock star life for a uniform. The year was 1958 when the king of rock and roll swapped his gold lame suit for army fatigues, becoming Private Presley. During his 2-year stint in the U.S. Army stationed in Germany, Elvis experienced a significant shift both personally and musically. It was here that he met Priscilla Beaulieu, his future wife, a pivotal relationship that would shape much of his personal life. Musically, his time in the army exposed him to different sounds and rhythms, subtly influencing his style upon his return to civilian life. Elvis's army service was more than just a footnote in his life. It was a period of growth that reflected his patriotic spirit, his commitment to duty, and his adaptability in the face of life's unexpected turns. Despite the challenges, Elvis returned from the army more popular than ever. This period ultimately added a new dimension to the legend of Elvis Presley. After a brief hiatus, Elvis made a triumphant return to the music scene. His return to the spotlight was marked by a television event that has since been dubbed the '68 Comeback Special. This was Elvis like we'd never seen him before, clad in black leather and exuding a charisma that was impossible to ignore. The special was a massive success, drawing in over 42% of the television viewing audience and re-establishing Elvis as a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. But the '68 Comeback Special was just the beginning. Elvis was back and he was ready to reclaim his throne. He returned to live performances, first in Las Vegas and then across the United States. The king of rock and roll was back on his throne, thrilling audiences night after night with his powerful voice and electrifying stage presence. He was selling out venues, breaking box office records, and releasing chart-topping hits. Elvis was back in a big way, proving that not even a stint in the army could slow him down. His continued success in the music industry was a testament to his extraordinary talent and his enduring appeal. Elvis was more than just a musician, he was a performer, an entertainer, and above all, an icon. Despite the ups and downs of his career, his personal struggles, and the changing musical landscape, Elvis remained a constant. His music transcended genres and generations, his style was imitated but never duplicated, and his impact on the music industry is still felt today. Elvis had proven himself once again, demonstrating his enduring appeal and talent. His comeback was not just a return to form but a reminder of why he was, and always will be, the king of rock and roll. Despite his success, the final years of Elvis's life were marked by personal struggles and health issues. As time wore on, the king of rock and roll found himself grappling with a series of health complications. He was often plagued by fatigue, and his once dynamic performances became increasingly strained. Elvis's health wasn't the only part of his life that was faltering. His marriage to Priscilla Presley, which had begun with such promise, was also on the rocks. The couple, who had been together for over a decade, found it difficult to reconcile their differences. In 1973, they officially announced their divorce, a decision that further plunged Elvis into a state of despair. Amidst these personal crises, Elvis continued to churn out music. He released albums and singles, some of which managed to climb the charts. However, his deteriorating health often cast a shadow over his work. His performances were marred by his visible struggle with his health, and many of his fans began to worry about their beloved icon. In these final years, Elvis also grappled with his addiction to prescription drugs. This addiction had long been a part of his life, but it became increasingly severe as he struggled with his personal and health issues. As the 70s wore on, Elvis's dependence on these drugs became alarmingly apparent. But despite these challenges, Elvis never lost his passion for music. He continued to perform, often pushing past his physical limitations to give his fans the performances they craved. His determination, even in the face of adversity, is a testament to his unwavering love for music. Elvis's final years were undoubtedly difficult. He faced personal struggles, health problems, and professional challenges. But through it all, he never lost sight of what mattered most to him: his music. He continued to perform, to create, to share his gift with the world. Even as his personal world was crumbling, Elvis found solace in his music. His performances, though strained, were filled with passion, a clear indication of his deep love for what he did. Yet, through it all, Elvis continued to perform, his passion for music never wavering. On August 16, 1977, the world said goodbye to the king of rock and roll. Yet, the death of Elvis Presley marked not an end, but a transition for the star whose brilliant light continues to shine, illuminating the path for countless artists to tread upon. Elvis's passing was mourned by millions worldwide, yet his spirit refused to be extinguished. His legacy, vibrant and immortal, continues to reverberate through the corridors of music and popular culture. It's a legacy that transcends time and geography, uniting generations and cultures in a shared appreciation of his talent. Elvis was more than a musician. He was a cultural phenomenon. His unique style, a fusion of country, blues, and gospel, broke barriers and defied conventions, paving the way for the birth of a new genre, rock and roll. He was a pioneer, a trailblazer whose influence can be traced in the music of countless artists who followed in his footsteps. But his impact extends beyond music. His charismatic stage presence, his iconic fashion sense, his magnetic personality, all have left an indelible mark on popular culture. From the silver screen to the television screen, Elvis was a multifaceted performer who radiated charisma and captivated audiences with his undeniable charm. The world lost a star in 1977, but gained a legend. His records continue to sell, his songs continue to be played, and his life continues to inspire. Each year, thousands make a pilgrimage to Graceland, his former home-turned-museum, to pay homage to the man who redefined music. And so, while Elvis Presley may no longer be with us in body, his spirit continues to thrive. His music, his style, his persona, all persist, echoing through the annals of music history, reminding us of the boy from Tupelo who became the king of rock and roll. Elvis may have left the building, but his music and legacy live on, forever etched in the annals of history. His story serves as a testament to the power of talent, charisma, and sheer determination, inspiring generations to dream big and dare to be different.